Hello, Liam Grange here with more Taekwondo philosophy. So very briefly going to go through the Gui. Okay, this one, 3 yang lines, corresponds to our first pattern, taeguk iljang, and it symbolises the heavens. For our purpose, I'm going to say it symbolises upwardness or verticality. It's associated with our second poomsae, taeguk iljang, and it symbolises lake or joy. And for our purposes, I'm going to say it symbolises the settling of mud in a lake and tranquility that comes from the stillness that water achieves when it comes down a stream and into the lake. Suddenly becomes still, things settle. That's what I want to dwell on with our practice. The second stage, in our third poomsae, taeguk samjang, we have the symbol representing fire. It's yin in the middle, it's yang on the outside. We want to think about images of explosiveness, fierceness, speed to a certain extent, but really we're talking about the flickering of a flame. Our fourth pattern, taeguk sajang, corresponds to the symbol for thunder or lightning. It's called quake, and really what we're talking about here is shaking up, radical change are the ideas associated with this particular symbol. For our purpose, I want us to think about lightning being pinpoint accuracy, and I want to think about this idea of radical change is what's really important for us in this one. Taeguk ojang corresponds to this symbol, which is wind. Okay, wind, but also willow or bamboo, as in things which visibly demonstrate the wind by bending to the wind. So it's got this principle of springiness coming back to go forwards, and it has tremendous power, but it will always go around. It won't try to go through if it can go around, and that's an important idea for us in taeguk ojang and the training associated with that level. Taeguk yukjang, we've got water. Okay, it's interestingly is very close to the Chinese character in its very ancient form that's found on the divination bones that I was talking about that way up, kind of showing a river, maybe Oxbow Lakes if you're into geography. Fluidity, yielding, but having depth, having stability. Very important ideas. How do we go about training them? We'll see later on. Taeguk chiljang corresponds to mountain. Here we're really talking about stability. Okay, we're talking about being able to sink and settle to the level where we are as stable as a mountain, but also if you think about the highest mountains in the world, they are currently pushing upwards still. Okay, so we've got this idea of rooting, but also of energy coming up from the root up through the body. Also, in my particular interpretation, I mean, these are all, as I said earlier, you know, this is interpretive. It has to be by definition. In my particular definition, mountains, they're going to be associated with kind of a hermit, you know, the yamabushi, the going up to the mountain to seclude yourself, to practice meditation, and of course in our case martial arts. Taeguk paljang, earth. Okay, 3 yin lines. Included in this for me is the idea of return. Okay, come from the earth, we return to the earth. Everything comes from the earth and returns. So we've got this idea, what I like to call composting, recycling. Okay, we've also, like the previous set of exercises, we've got an emphasis on rooting, and in this one particularly an idea of heaviness. Okay, how do we get the feeling of heaviness into our techniques? But as it's the end of the cycle, of course it also becomes the beginning of the cycle. So those, very briefly, are the 8 way and how they could potentially be related to your taekwondo practice. Till next time.